A ghastly grouping of dark clouds drift above a small, quaint harborside fishing town. A chilly breeze gently whips through the trees in the forest surrounding it. To the west of the town, the harbor waters spray up and onto the old wooden docks and the few small fishing vessels tied to them. The boards creak and groan as the waves batter them. Up the path, on the porch of a long-standing home, a time-worn wooden wind chimes sings softly. In the shelter of that porch, upon a weathered and worn chair, sits an old, pensive man, watching the waves. He seems to be waiting. The sleeves of his threadbare flannel shirt are rolled up to his elbows, revealing deeply scarred forearms. He slowly lifts his head to the sky as he hears a light fluttering descending towards him. He chuckles, lowers his head, and holds out his hand. A small, round bird, a chestnut-backed chickadee, lands softly on his calloused palm. The old man smiles as he sees the small top hat the bird is wearing. He reaches with his free hand to the small burlap bag of seeds and places some on his palm next to the bird. The old man nods in greeting. "Hello, Charles," he says fondly. "I quite like the hat." Charles pecks enthusiastically at the seeds surrounding him, his hat somehow staying exactly in place. After eating every last seed on the old man's palm, Charles flits over to the old man's shoulders, looks at him, and chirps. Chirps a second time. Chirps a third. The old man's brow furrows. "Did anyone die?" Charles hops around the old man's shoulders, pecking at a loose thread on his flannel shirt. Chirps again. The old man sighs sharply and closes his eyes. "Thank you, Charles, for keeping me updated." Charles chirps once more and flies off into the sky. The old man sighs again. It's just never ending. It will never stop. And he knows in his heart that he no longer has any desire to do the job, not after what's been sacrificed. But even deeper in his heart, he knew he would be needed at least one more time. But after that, he thought to himself, be time for new blood.
Welcome back to Starpg. I am not your game master, Joe Clutch. Today, I am just regular Joe. That's right. Welcome to a special episode of Starpg, where we are exploring a different game system. So now it is my great honor to introduce our keeper as we explore the Monster of the Week system, Sal. Welcome, Sal.
Welcome, Sal.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Unfortunately, we couldn't find anyone else, and so Sal is who we get.
I am the best, and you will not regret choosing me. So, you jokers are my players, and I am your keeper. We have...
it sounds romantic.
You can keep me anytime.
Stay there. Give you a big smooch right on the forehead. We have Joe, who you know already.
Yes, I am Joe, and I am playing Chad Clapper. Would you like me to say my... What's it called?
Playbook.
The playbook.
Your class.
Yeah, we all pretty much, none of us know Monster of the Week. This is for many of us here, our first time. So please bear with us as we try to learn this system. I am playing Chad Clapper. He is a chosen. Don't know what that means yet, but sounded kind of cool. So that is what I chose. The Chosen.
Nice. You chose the Chosen. We also have Doug.
Hello, you don't know me. I am brand new, and I'm happy to be here. This is, again, my first time playing Monster of the Week, as was stated, and I am playing Sylvester Boulette. He is based on the Expert playbook. Basically, I'm just an insufferable nerd, so not
so
far
he's playing
from real
himself.
life. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Love it. We also have Mandy, who you know.
Oh, hello. Hello, friends. It's me, your favorite podcaster, Mandy. I am playing the playbook, The Pararomantic, which is just as sexy as it sounds. Think of the relationship between a warlock and a patron, but then somehow, even sexier than that.
She rides monsters.
I sure do. And my character's name is Mari Blackthorn, and her boyfriend's name is Ulrich.
It's an even more toxic relationship than the warlock patron vibes.
I think you misspoke. It's sexy.
Ah, okay, of course.
Yeah.
I personally think it's gross, but
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
I guess I just don't like to yuck anyone's yums.
Listen,
That's where
I
I come
mean-
from.
I'm not judging.
You know, these monsters aren't going to ride themselves.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that. And we also have Chris.
Yo, nice to see you guys again. I am playing as the Mundane. His name is Dane Man. Pretty average guy. He lives in
Dane Man.
Yeah, he lives in Springfield, the one in your state.
Beautiful.
Wait, is there one in every state? Did you
I
Google
think there
that?
is.
That's crazy. What a fun fact.
All right. Well, we have our players. So we all have. Actually, let's roll to see who goes first. So I need you all to roll
Ooh.
2 d6s.
2d6s.
Sorry, I have a really bad news. It's it's not in Alaska. Anyway,
There's no
Like
spring.
you
in
looked it
Alaska.
up.
There's no
Well, that's why
Springfield,
that's
Alaska.
why I'm visiting my sister in Alaska.
That was so
Something
quick.
tells me there are no springs in Alaska. So
No lie, on my very first 2d6 roll of Monster of the Week, I rolled 2 1s.
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, baby.
Love
That's
it.
got to be really good, right?
I think that's
'Cause
good. It's like
'cause
golf.
It's so rare.
I
in
got
Call
Yeah.
of Cthulhu, that's like a perfect roll.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
All right. So we are going to be starting with, I believe, with an 8. Doug's turn.
Hello, I am Doug. It is my turn.
Yes,
I am
you are.
excited to go.
You certainly are, Doug. All right. Tell us about your character, Doug.
So my character, as I mentioned earlier, is Sylvester Boulette, an insufferable nerd. I'm just going to read the description of the expert book. It says, I have dedicated my life to the study of the unnatural. I know their habits, their weaknesses. I may not be the youngest or strongest, but my knowledge makes me the biggest threat. This guy is such a dork. I mean, Mandy did some character art for us, and it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Picture Milo from Atlantis. This
I
guy
love
is
that.
like
So the sexiest man you can possibly imagine.
I guess, but like, where this is in the modern age that this whole
Yes.
thing is happening.
Correct.
He dresses like he is always at a Ren fair. I'm talking like this guy looks like he's wearing steampunk everything, draped in trench coats and all this stuff. And he's always carrying with him this like satchel and a huge stack of books that is just stupid cumbersome.
Nice.
You think that would make him muscular?
Oh, absolutely not. This is the scrawniest, most obnoxious little kid you've ever
It's
seen.
like he would have Popeye arms if he ate protein at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. All right, you nerd. Here's your opening scene. You're an expert. You're the cream of the crop. You're the bee's knees. It's the middle of the night. It's a full moon. You are in the parking lot of an abandoned strip mall in a little town in Northern California, and you are at full sprint. Behind you, you hear the snarling and the deep panting of the beast you've been hunting for the past couple days. The beast you were discreetly hired by the town's mayor to find and kill, and to save a half dozen townsfolk along with his kidnapped son, who he was convinced was taken by the beast. You've figured out a couple things about it with your expert skills after getting close to it a couple times before. It's gotten away, but not before you've seriously wounded it. You've noticed a couple things about it. One of them is that it's been like grumbling something. Like it's trying to speak, but it can't because it's a gigantic beast. You've also used your expertise in deduction to find out that it is indeed a werewolf. Werewolf with dark auburn fur. So you're sprinting through this abandoned strip mall. It is behind you, and it is much quicker than you, but you've accounted for that. You're running toward a trap that you've set up for it. What kind of trap is it?
Ooh, okay. So I've got essential, so a while ago they made like a patent for a mouse trap that was basically like just you load like a flintlock and you put you connect the trigger
Sorry.
to like a little pressure plate. You put the
Right.
cheese on it, and when the mouse steps on the little pressure plate, it gets shot.
With the gun.
With a gun.
Uh,
I'm into it.
Okay, so it's this little pressure plate system hooked up to a shotgun full of silver BBs. And I've set it up and like wired it so that there's like multiple angles that it'll hit from. So I've got just this huge spread. And I'm just using myself as bait. And I'm just going to dive over this plate and hope I don't trip it on accident.
Roll to act under pressure.
Oh no. Oh no.
ooh, the first like official roll of the campaign. Don't mess this up.
And that's plus cool. Plus your
That's
cool
plus
modifier.
cool. Okay. Ooh, one of my moves is I've read about this sort of thing, which allows me to roll plus sharp instead of plus cool when I'm acting under pressure. So I'm going
wonderful.
to take that, and with that, it's a 7.
On a 7 to 9, I am going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
So kind of also describe for the people the 3 possible outcomes of your dice roll.
Sure. So if you had gotten a 10 or higher, just you do what you set out to do. Goes off perfectly. On a 7 to 9, and this goes for all rolls, like on a 10 plus, it's great. On a 7 to 9, I'm going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. So it's still going to work, but something might happen, is going to happen. And on a 1 to 6, something bad is going to happen to you.
Cool.
Suffer the consequences.
Right. Consequences. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But on a later in the game, if you roll like a plus or a 12 or higher, then you can do that along with something extra. But we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, 7. I'm going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, price to pay. You either don't get to it in time and the werewolf doesn't set off the trap, or you get to it, the werewolf sets off the trap, and you get caught in it a little bit.
I am very much committed to my job. I have a reputation to uphold. I'm going for it. I'll take the collateral. I'm going for it.
All right. So you're running towards the trap. What abandoned store is it set in? Just for flavor.
It's literally like the warehouse where like what those spirit Halloweens are that are up for like half the year. And so it's just all these empty
Beautiful.
shelves.
Nice. Perfect. So it's like a double door that you had set open like before you set up the trap, and you jump through it, but you kind of like get caught on the curb. So you kind of stumble over the trap, and the werewolf jumps and lands on the pressure plate and like slashes at your back as you're laying there in front of it, but it sets it off, and you hear and the werewolf goes flying to the left and crashes into the some of the shelves.
Right on.
And it's
Ow.
like I had said before, you had previously injured it a lot. So it's wincing and panting, and you walk up to it slowly, and it like looks at you, and you start to see some of its fur fall off, falling out and then it starts falling out in chunks, and bone. You hear like bones break and snap back into place. Kind of like the long snout kind of recedes back into its head, back into a human shape. And after a couple seconds, you see that it changed into the mayor's son.
I knew that was coming, dude. I knew that was coming.
Whoa.
And the grumbling that you've been hearing becomes crystal clear.
Taken. Everyone. Rancid. Crescent. Lefties. Candles. Monotropa. Uniflora.
Then he inhales to say something else, but first he moves his hand onto the wounds you've inflicted on him, which is all over his chest. It hit him square on. And he looks directly at you, and he knows that he's dying. You know that he knows that he's dying. But even still, as he like realizes the damage that you caused him, as he says the next two words, the absolute undeniable terror in his eyes is not from the fact that he knows he's dying. This pure fear comes from what thoughts come to mind as he says the next couple words.
Willowvale, Alaska.
And he dies.
I don't want to go to Alaska.
You say to the dying child.
But I don't want to go to
Alaska.
Alaska.
What do you do?
Sorry, kid.
Well, I don't think the mayor's paying me for this one.
I before I do anything, I make a note of exactly what he said.
Sure.
Which I'm awful, but would you be
I
so
will-
kind as to
I
repeat that?
got monotropa.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep, that's right. He said, taken, everyone, rancid, crescent, lefties, candles, monotropa, uniflora. And then he says, Willowvale, Alaska.
And then you said, I don't want to go to Alaska.
And then he died. And then you wrote it down.
Okay. So I wrote it down. Now I'm gonna just kind of. He's like.
And you also got
fully-
shot, so. Or
Right.
slashed. So yeah.
He's like fully back to normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
With 1 million silver pellets inside him.
Whoops.
And you took 2 points of harm.
Oh, ouch. Okay. I'm gonna mark those down.
And he slashed you with his claws, and I wouldn't say you were like you wouldn't have to worry about your expert knowledge says you wouldn't have to worry about like getting an infection from that or anything.
Okay.
Maybe from like it being dirty
Open?
claws and being an open wound, but not like
I mean, he might get like a bacterial infection, but not like the werewolf one.
werewolf. You don't have lycanthropy.
Okay. So I am going to kind of just shut his eyes, and then am I able to like pick him up, stand?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure how big he was.
Make a strength check. I don't know. Wrong game.
That's not a thing in Monster.
You can just do stuff.
Yeah. So I'll pick him up and I'll just kind of carry him out of there. How far is it to the mayor's house?
This is like an abandoned strip mall, so like kind of on the outskirts of town. It's about a 20-minute drive.
All right. So I'm gonna toss him in the trunk.
Nice.
And well, listen. Don't judge me, okay? I see that face. I am going to toss him in the trunk because the trunk is like, it's full
Spacious.
of plastic bedding. It's full of plastic bedding. It's like sanitized. It's just ready to. I just toss him in there, slap the hood or the lid down, and I make the drive over to the mayor's house.
Beautiful.
And I knock like a madman trying to wake him up.
You see some lights pop on, and you hear like pitter patter of steps down the stairs. And you see like the side windows on some fancy doors. Like he looks out and he goes, Did you bring the body out or?
No, it's still in the trunk.
Okay. So he like looks at you wide and he opens the door. He's like, anything? What happened? What happened?
Well, okay. I've got good news. And I've got some bad news. Which do you
This
want
can't be
first?
it. This can't be your voice.
This is my voice. What is wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with your voice. Just give me the bad news first.
Your son's dead. He's dead. Full of silver. Just gone. He's not alive anymore.
Silver.
Good news is I took care of our little wolf problem.
He's got like the beautiful mind meme going. And he's like, my son was the werewolf?
Yeah.
Was he the only one?
It's the only one I found.
He like slumps back onto a chair that's like standing next to his door. And he starts like, he like puts his head in his hand and starts crying.
So do you want the body?
He like looks up. He looks he looks up at you. Wow, very subtle. He like looks up at you and he's like, yes, please.
Okay. Oh, do you have saran wrap?
He looks at you again and like with like a what kind of
I
face.
don't have a bag. He's just in my trunk.
He walks into the kitchen and like you hear like a drawer opening and then he like tosses the long plastic thing at you. And he like leans on his kitchen island and puts his head in his hands and keeps crying.
Okay. So I walk over my trunk, unlock it, just saran wrap this poor kid, to preserve him for the burial. And then I just carry this. You know how like it squeaks as it like shifts against itself? And you just hear this creaking of the saran wrap as I walk up the steps, and I'm like,
Here you go. Where should I put him?
He just motions to the floor, like right in front
Okay.
of the door.
He shouldn't bleed too much. It's mostly in my trunk.
Stop!
He just looks at you, and he goes into a side room, and he like you hear another drawer opening and closing, and he hands you a stack of cash.
oh, I rifle through it just to make sure it's the right amount. And then
Thank you very much. Please do call me if he transforms again. I don't know. It's possible. I've seen it. Yes, sir.
Get out.
Yes, sir. Give my best to your wife.
Yeah.
and then I walk out.
Okay. This poor guy. What a macabre scene. So what do you do now?
I get in my car and I drive back to my home, go down to my lab, and then I start looking up this Alaska. What is it? Willow?
I've never heard of this place before.
Yeah.
Alaska.
Alaska? What is it? I start
What
looking up
is-
like Willow Vale, Alaska.
Alaska.
Chris.
I'll give him a little backstory.
Yeah, give us a little flavor.
Okay.
Give me
What
your
do you think?
flavor,
Yeah,
Chris.
I'll give you. I'm gonna tell you right now. Dane's flavor
Hit
is
us
pretty
with
average.
your normie flavor.
Yeah, hit us
Yeah,
with
he's-
your man flavor.
Give me that normal flavor.
Yeah, Dane's gonna show you why they call him Dane. he's 5'9", brown hair. It's not short, not long. He's got perfectly normal shade of brown eyes. All throughout his life, got average grade in school, worked an average job. He lives in an average apartment. People often forget him because he's just there. He's going to Alaska. He's pretty happy with his life. He's going to visit his sister, Jane, man. Yeah, he just wants to see her because that's a perfectly average thing to do.
Perfect. Love it. I love it. All right. So we're gonna put you right in there. You're in Alaska.
I really like how what an average man Dane is.
He's just when you look up what is
Average.
it? John Doe.
John
Yeah.
Doe.
You look up
Yeah.
John Doe, he pops up.
I wanted to say John Deere, but that's a different.
John Deere Green.
So, Chris, is it's Dane?
Yeah, it's Dane.
Is Dane's favorite food white bread?
It is. How'd you know?
I mean,
He also likes
a guess.
chicken and rice.
Like boiled chicken and rice.
Does he eat his noodles buttered?
God.
What?
His-
You guys are just
buttered
describing me.
pasta.
He's got like
This is just my diet.
he has perfected life as the average man.
Everything is
And he takes pride
beige.
in that.
Favorite color is beige.
Mhm.
Salt is spicy for him.
His favorite hobby is filing his taxes.
Oh, I'm starting to hate him.
I think he's our BBEG. I think Dane has to
You just
go.
might be. Something might happen.
It's gonna tear us apart.
All right. So, Dane, you're visiting your sister in her Alaskan home in a town called Willowvale. She wants to take you around town and show you the sights. And you've seen the sights. You spent the day with her, talking, catching up. And she wants to take you into a park that leads into a trail, like a hiking trail that goes into the woods and up and around. And right before the trail starts, you see like the big sign with the trail map on it. And it loops back around. It goes up the mountains into different parts of the trail that loop back into the other side of the park. So you're walking on the trail, the mountain trail. It's a nice trail. It's paved in some areas and well taken care of. You pass by like other hikers and bicyclists and old guys on their bikes. For some reason, they're wearing like crisp button downs, like really nice clothes.
I mean, he feels in his bones. I think Dane is probably like, yes, that is what you should wear to ride your bicycle.
It doesn't make sense.
Khakis and a crisp button down.
So you and your sister are catching up, just talking, and you're on a part of a trail. You get to a part that's on a hillside, with a flowing river like 20 feet down the slope next to you. You're taking this all in and talking to your sister. What are you guys talking about?
She's probably yelling at me, telling me to get out and do stuff. I mean, she's always been the more exciting one in the family.
She's saying, like, you're so into your work. You're so into your work. You have to get out and you have to go see the town, get a girlfriend or something.
Hey, I have a good life, okay? Like I have my Scrabble. I do Wordle every day. I mean, man, you should have seen the word yesterday, man.
She rolls her eyes harder than she ever has in her life,
which is pretty impressive. Because I feel like I've made her roll her eyes quite a bit in our life.
Probably. So she like throws her arms up and protests and like walks ahead of you a little bit, and you look around, see the sights, and out of the corner of your eye, you see something weird. Like in the river. The river's pretty clear; it's flowing. You see, there's a bunch of rocks, and there's one rock that looks like green, and it's got 2 red eyes. It's looking right at you.
Huh? That's pretty. Pranks these days the kids do. That's interesting.
So you like, that's weird. You look away, and as soon as you look away, you hear splash. You hear splash coming from behind you.
I turn back around.
And right where that weird rock was, you see like a rippling and like bubbles where something just got into the water. And your sister comes back and she says, What was that?
Oh, you saw that too?
No, I just heard a splash. It sounded like something big. Did you see what happened? Like, was there a rock or something?
I think it was a rock with like 2 little red paint things on it. I don't know. It's just a rock. I was probably just imagining it.
Fair enough, I guess. That's weird. A couple seconds later, you see a guy on the banks of the river, and he's like, catching his breath. And he's looking around frantically, and he spots you guys. He's like, he waves up at you.
What, can I ask what season it is?
It's like early autumn, so it's like still kind of warm-ish.
For Alaska.
But getting cold. Yeah, getting kind of cold.
I mean, buddy, I'm not sure it's a good idea to be swimming.
No. I 100%. That's yeah. I didn't think anyone was around.
Oh, really?
I just took a tumble, I guess. Just took a tumble. Man, I was on the other side of the hill there, you know.
That's a perfectly logical explanation, Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry you tumbled.
He kind of squints at you when he's like, "All right, yeah. Do you guys mind walking me back to the park? I'm kind of like turned around right now. Just like I gotta get myself checked out just to make sure or anything,
Oh yeah, no worries at all. Actually, let me ask my sister because she's kind of a spoil sport.
Yeah, she's like dumbstruck. Like this is the craziest thing that's happened to her in like weeks.
Yeah, been yelling at me all day. Are you sure you're okay with doing this? Can't do anything fun. Can't do my Scrabble. Can't do my.
She
can't bird watch.
She hates you, man. She hates you.
Your crossword puzzle.
Yeah, are you sure I can walk this guy back?
She goes, "No, I'm coming with you." She looks at you. She's like, "This is the most exciting thing that's happened to you in a long time."
You got a point.
What about that Sudoku he did last week?
Actually, no, that was pretty riveting.
She sighs and she says, "Oh, hey, God, my name's Jane." And he goes, "Hey, my name's Jack. What's your name, sir?"
Yeah, Dane. And my full name is Mundane, man. Yeah.
I hope that we keep that silence in. Like, let's not cut it. Let's
Yes,
just-
please.
Yeah, keep it.
He's so creative.
So he's soaking wet, and you guys are walking back. He is soaking wet,
I don't judge.
and
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
you broke him.
Right.
Y'all keep it together. Come on, guys.
I tried my hardest to hold that in.
So he tells you you guys are walking back and talking. So he's talking to you, and he's wet. Just there's nothing that can be done about that. And you're walking back to the parking lot to send him off, and he tells you he's part of the local theater group.
That's much too exciting for my taste.
He goes, okay, that's fair. It's not for everybody, but we do some weird things sometimes. And I fall into a river at some point or another. It's for character development that I'm working on.
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
So you get back to the parking lot, and he goes, "All right, this is me," and he holds his hand out for a handshake.
I just extend my hand in like the most like commercial car dealership handshake, like just the I think like maybe 3 shakes.
He shakes your hand, and then he like pulls you in and puts his hand on your shoulder. It's like,
Did he sniff?
he does not sniff.
Okay,
There's no interest.
No, I heard that. I was like, oh, I'm like that would change how Dane would react to this situation.
He made it a bro hug.
Yeah, okay, it's a bro hug.
An
All right.
almost bro hug.
I just
Yeah.
just pat him.
For the audio medium, please describe what
Oh
you're doing.
yeah, sorry, my bad.
Please. I'm sitting here like,
Yeah, no, I just lift my hand. I'm just like, yeah, okay, well, I guess we're doing this. So I just pat his shoulder too, as many times as he patted mine.
so he says goodbye and drives off. And
Jane, do you have any hand sanitizer?
I think that guy was plenty sanitized enough, but she like roots around in her bag and hands you a little bottle.
Thanks, Jane. That's why you're my favorite sister.
You're my only brother. So you give the hand sanitizer back, and she like gets in her car, and you like look back at the forest and take it in. You put your hands in your pockets, and you notice it's like a piece of paper in there. It wasn't there before.
I tend to clean my pockets out, so that is pretty weird. I like reach in there and I take it out.
Yeah, you unfold it, and it says just in base can writing, like pencil, real quickly done. Just says, "Come join the show. We could use a man of your talents."
A man of your talents.
If you're interested.
I do laugh at that.
And then at the bottom it says, "Lefty's General Store, tomorrow at sundown."
Okay, well, I'm still laughing at the dad joke. Not the non-intentional dad joke. And I'm showing it to my sister like, Jane, isn't this the funniest thing you've ever seen?
She looks at it and starts cracking up. It's like, that's a little too dry, but I'm into it.
I'll put it back in my
Not
pocket.
wet. Not
is
wet
it? Yeah, is the
like
note
that
wet?
man was.
It is.
It's, ew. Hey, can I have the hand sanitizer again?
She throws it at you.
Just keep it.
What is hand sanitizer going to do for a wet hand?
I don't know. Dane doesn't like germs.
And I must say, writing a scene for a mundane character is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Honestly, like I'm having trouble keeping it within. Like I'm trying to think of what would an average, completely average man do in this situation.
Ron Swanson.
Like, thank
I
you.
tried to keep everything about it as mundane as I possibly could because I wanted to be true to your character.
Well, I appreciate that.
You did good.
Yeah.
You did good. I'm proud of
Thank
you both.
Thank you.
Mandy is up.
Me. I'm up.
Mandy, tell us about your character.
Hi. I play Mari Blackthorn. She's a pararomantic. And yeah, she has a special relationship with this boy.
Wink, wink.
I don't know. Hey, it's Mandy. I don't know what you want me to say here.
We can leave it as mysterious as like you got a relationship with a lad.
Yeah.
She
I'm
talked
proud
to
of
Dr. Frankenstein and built herself a man.
Listen,
And she's got a
He's
little
got a French accent.
you guys are making it sound very dirty. This is a relationship of the mind and the heart. This is something special.
You customized him like a Baldur's Gate 3 character.
Absolutely, I did, top to bottom. I picked his genitals and everything.
I was just about to say that.
Anyway, set the scene for me, please.
Mari, you're on a plane.
I'm on a plane?
You
Like
are
an
on
arrow?
a plane.
Like
You're
an
on a
arrow
plane.
one?
Aeroplane. Yeah. Flight's been going real smooth.
Heck yeah. That's what I like.
You know where you're going? Do you know?
Is it Alaska?
It's Alaska.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, I booked the ticket, so obviously I know.
Yeah. Specifically Anchorage, Alaska.
Mm.
Flight's been going smoothly. It's been a couple hours, an undecided amount of hours. You hear burp,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on schedule to be touching down in Anchorage in a couple hours. We're expecting little to no turbulence. Should be a nice, easy remainder of the flight. Thank you very much. Thank you for flying Alaska Airlines.
To your side, after this, you hear, "Dearest Mari, I have thoroughly read the in-flight manual. It does not say what to do in the event of turbulence."
Well, you don't really do anything. You just kind of pray.
I was too busy looking over the in-flight menu when the people were discussing what to do in the event of a water crash.
So,
Is there anything I have to do?
yeah, the bottom of your seat, your cushion also functions as a flotation device. And there's, I've been flying so many times, and I couldn't tell you where the inflatable things you put over your head are. I know they told me.
Under your seat.
Under your seat. The person next to me on the other side. I'm in the middle seat.
He looks at you in your eyes and he puts his hand on top of yours. "Thank you. I trust you with my life."
Yeah. You got it, man.
You can tell he's not usually this serious about things. He must be like nervous out of his mind.
I squeeze his hand a little, calm him down.
"Thank you. I will try to." Yes?
I I downloaded a movie on my iPad. We could each have a headphone and I might help you relax.
A film.
Yes.
Which one did you download?
It's called Must Love Dogs.
Dogs. I forget what they are. I will watch it with you.
You'll learn pretty quick.
He immediately falls asleep as
The
movie
person
starts.
next to us, when he says, "I forget what they are," kind of looks over.
He's out like a light as the movie begins.
Oh, so it's being with you, watching anything that you're not interested in.
Exactly. So you're watching the movie, you're kind of zoning out, and you kind of nod off yourself like a little bit. And
How anyone could nod off during Must Love Dogs.
oh, you wake up. That's crazy. You wake up and you kind of blink your eyes a couple times, and you look at the guy sitting next to you, and you remember the crazy events that led you to where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How did you find the Feywild?
It's a really good question. I don't think it was on purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't by accident, or were you looking for it?
I wasn't looking for it. I happened upon it. I didn't pick where she's from because in my head I'm like, we're going to be in Alaska, so why does it matter? But I'm going to say right now, upstate New York.
You don't have every single detail of your backstory written out?
I didn't make a PowerPoint.
No PowerPoint.
Yeah.
No book written.
Unbelievable.
No character
Don't
lore
worry.
book.
It'll be after this episode. I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to send it to you and make you read it and proofread it and read it again. So yeah, upstate New York.
All right, so it was by accident.
It was by
in
accident.
Upstate New York.
She was kind of hiking to clear her mind in upstate New York. She lives kind of almost in the middle of nowhere, just by herself. Yeah, she was taking a hike, and she wandered off the path a little bit because she thought she saw something that looked like it would be a beautiful vista. And so she wanted to go in that direction.
Nice. You see the vista? It's like sort of a hilltop, with forests and mountains in the background. You kind of take it all in. And you've hiked this trail before. You're off to the side a little bit, but you know where you are. So you're looking around, you take the sights in, and you see something that you don't recognize. You see just like a sort of a clearing in the woods, and just like a pile of stones, pile of boulders. The clearing's only about 15 feet in circumference. You're like, I've never seen this before.
Someone's been
moderately
deforesting.
close to your house. Someone's been deforesting. Someone made a weird art
installation in the middle of these woods. Where's their permit?
So you check it out, and there's sturdy boulders. You see there's a little tunnel that goes right through the boulders.
Do I fit through it? She thick.
The tunnel is it's 5 feet.
Oh.
5 feet by 5 feet.
All right.
So you kind of have to crouch down depending on how tall you are.
Average. Yeah. Okay. I think Mandy wouldn't go in it because of the claustrophobia aspect, but I don't think Mari has those.
You can see the other side. It's not like a tunnel. It's just like a like a 5-foot tunnel
fun.
that just goes right through the rocks. That's
Well,
about
who
like 10
wouldn't
feet
go
long.
through the mystical gate in the middle of the woods that they found in a random clearing that they had never seen before that was 5 feet by 5 feet? Like,
Yeah.
That's a lot of words.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't?
so I do it.
Like you might be looking for some graffiti or whatever. Some like hints.
I
to
take a
what
picture
happened
of it
here.
on my cell phone camera.
Click.
Mhm.
It's in your gallery now forever.
Forever.
So you step through and you kind of start getting a little headache, and you go all the way through, and
Like when you stand up too fast and your vision goes black.
right, and like your vision goes black for a second, and then you blink and you are not in the forest near your house anymore. The rocks, you look behind you, the rocks are there. The forest is wrong. The forest is, there's a lot more purple in this forest than you thought there was a second ago. You have no idea what's going on. You blink a couple times, you're like, maybe it's your eyes, maybe it's something else, but
I
you
started
look up.
looking like maybe I disturbed some fungi and inhaled like hallucinogenic mushrooms or something.
Hmm.
That's what I'm checking for.
You're like looking behind you into the tunnel, and it's just rock. It's just a dirt path and rocks on either side. And then forest, purple forest all in front of you.
And yeah, I think I'm tripping balls. I take another picture on my phone.
Click.
Does it work? Can I take a photo?
Yeah.
Do I have
Yeah.
service here?
Right now, you've got half a bar, which is weird because before, like 5 minutes ago when you took the other picture, you had full bars.
Really weird. Well, I kind of want to get a closer look at some of the flora.
Huh. So you start walking along, and some of the flora is you've never seen, like huge flowers, huge bushes of all different colors that you've never seen before. And you're taking like pictures of these flowers.
Absolutely,
and,
I am. Portrait mode,
and
amateur photographer. I think I'm tripping balls, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when I am no longer.
and you're like crouching down, taking a picture of this flower, and in front of you see something move, like directly in front of you, like behind the flower, but directly in front of you. You see it, like something rise up, and you look up. It looks like a horse.
Oh,
But it's big, but it looks like it has scales. It looks like it has horns or antlers. It has sharp teeth, and it roars at you.
good pony.
It like leans into you.
I'm gonna stick my hand out.
It opens its mouth, and you see like the front row of teeth, and there are like an inner row of teeth.
Like a
And
shark.
like a weird. Do sharks have more than one row of teeth?
Mhm.
Then yeah, like
Taught
a
you
shark.
something new. I taught you something
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right, but
Yeah.
I don't know enough about sharks to dispute it.
new. I'm pretty
And
sure.
it's like it has like a weird tongue that like laps at your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly start backing up away from it.
It slowly crouches towards you.
I'm gonna back away a little faster now.
Just pull a hiccup. Just hold
That's what
out
I
your
did
hand
the
and look
first.
away.
That's what I did the first time.
It'll work out.
I don't think it's gonna work out.
You hear, and you blink, and you see an arrow sticking out of the head of the horse monster, and it falls over dead.
Oh, okay. I'm
And
gonna
you hear
fall.
from
I'm
the s-
gonna fall backwards, so I'm like on my hands and knees, and just start kind of crab crawling back towards the rocks.
Coming back from the side, you hear, "Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum." And out from the bush, you see another one of those same exact monster, but on top of it is riding one of the most handsome guys you've ever seen. You describe him.
Me? I describe him.
Yeah, I forget what he looks like. You
He's
said he looks like
he tall. He beefy.
tall,
He
he beefy.
has hair that is like black and curly, and it's kind of messy and like pulled into like a bun. He's barefoot. I don't know what he would be wearing. He's got a thick dark beard.
Gotcha. I'm picturing like a Scandinavian kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he probably wouldn't be wearing like maybe leather armor,
Mhm.
and he has a bow in his hand.
Piercing blue eyes, but not like the creepy blue, like the nice blue.
He gets off the monster in like a flowy kind of way. Just like puts one leg over and just like glides off the horse thing. And he walks over to you, and he like gets in real close. He gets in real close.
I think Doug should get to pick the voice.
No, sorry. Sorry, I think he already has a voice. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
We can retcon.
So I just want to know what Doug would do.
I love the zoom, like you were so
I am
close. and then-
so sad right now because I was so ready to ruin this man.
Okay, wait, Doug. Doug, I just want to know what you would do.
Actually, I wasn't gonna ruin him. I was just gonna be like basically doing an ASMR. Hello, little lady.
I don't like it coming from you because it's you. I don't like it.
You just walk up like,
No,
pretty mama.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your
this
ear.
is my fantasy.
Blonde hair and aviators goes, hey, pretty mom.
Not Johnny
Pretty mama.
Bravo.
Whoa.
My mama warned me about girls like you.
That, or he's got a like Borat voice.
My wife.
You are my wife.
You are now my wife. Welcome to the Feywild.
Please, can we have
Honestly,
Sal
that would
doing
be-
that?
That would be pretty funny. Honestly,
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, because imagine he looks so handsome, and then he's a 10, but he's got the voice for a freaking Borat.
you do what you want.
Oh man,
We'll save that for another.
Oh, okay.
My brain is already going with who I want that to be. So he's real close to you, and he's like looking you in the face, taking in all your details.
Oh, okay. I kind of put my hands on
And,
my chest. I'm taking all my details.
No, just like your face
Mm.
details. And he goes, "What tribe are you from? I do not recognize you."
I don't think that you and I are from the same place.
Obviously not. I know all my subjects.
I
Did you come from a faraway tribe? Decided to come to the capital?
I don't.
Meet the dashing young prince?
I'm sorry. Who are you?
You've met him. I am the dashing young prince.
Mm.
And I believe this wild beast almost had you, and I have saved your life. You're welcome.
I think I had it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm
Did you?
pretty sure I could have handled it myself. Actually, I stand up.
He backs up and he's like straightens his shirt out. It's like, I believe you. 100%. Absolutely.
I don't.
So where are you from?
I'm from Cooperstown.
Cooperstown.
Uh-huh.
Must be very far away.
Uh-huh. Where are you and where are you from? Where are we? Where is this?
Just the general around here. This is the Feywild.
Mm-hmm. And how many mushrooms have you consumed?
None today.
And how many have I consumed?
There hasn't been a party this week yet, but here's hoping.
I'm sorry, I'm very confused.
My apologies. Allow me to, and he like looks around. He goes, come with me. And he like walks through the bushes. Like he pulls out a really ornate looking sword and he starts like chopping vines and leaves away.
Okay.
Makes like a nice little messy path through the brush. It shouldn't be far.
I
You follow?
guess I'm concerned, but I don't know that I could survive an encounter with another creature, so I guess I have no choice.
And he's like going through the vines and he's like looking back at you and he's like, not everyone, not even I could have survived a wild encounter with one of these beautiful creatures. Not until they're tamed.
What-
That one was not.
What are
And one never will because it's dead.
what are they?
These are called Zebulons.
That's made up,
Everything's made up
I guess. Yeah.
by someone or something. And he continues to brush. And he goes about like 10 more feet and comes to a clearing on top of a hill. And over the hill, as soon as he cuts through the last layer of brush, you saw that beautiful view not 5 minutes ago. And you're in upstate New York. This view puts it to shame. Sprawling hills, beautiful green plains, and right in the center is a beautiful, beautiful castle made out of not like the gray stone you're used to seeing in storybooks. This stone it looks like stone, but it's like a nice pink.
Is it pearlescent?
It's pearlescent as heck, and it's got a moat, and there's a town in front of it, and all around it, surrounding it. There's town all over the place.
I take a pic
And
with my phone.
he goes, "Welcome to Aversia." And you wake up on the plane, and you hear,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning our descent into Anchorage, Alaska. Once again, thank you for flying Air Alaska. The weather is about 55 degrees. Have a wonderful rest of your day. we hope to see you again.
And I kind
And
of,
Ulrich also.
I wake him up.
Yeah, he goes, "Have we landed?"
Not quite, but we're almost landed.
And he looks out the window and goes, all right. We're going to find them, right? We're going to find them.
We have no choice. We have to.
No, we do not. Last, but certainly not least, Joe, tell us about your character.
Okay. I am playing Chad Clapper. Chad Clapper, he was the star of the high school football team, star quarterback. He was a man with the ladies. He was everyone.
Not a ladies' man, a man with
Just
the
a
ladies.
man with the ladies.
He was a man with the ladies.
He's just around them.
He was around them. They wanted to be around him. Everyone wanted to be his best friend. He was the coolest, most popular guy in school. Fast forward about 10 years. Everyone went off to college. Everyone went about their lives. Chad Clapper is still flipping burgers at his local Wendy's, still living in his glory days where, he peaked in high school and he still thinks he's this like super cool guy, but he's not.
That's so sad, honestly.
So Chad Clapper, he still wears his Letterman jacket from his football team.
He's one of those.
Yeah, he's like early to mid 30s now. Still wearing his high school Letterman jacket, still wearing like his high school baseball cap.
And does it fit him or is it a little tight?
So here's the thing with it's not even his Letterman jacket. He keeps going back to the school each year to get a new one because he wears his out.
Wow.
This is just sad, dude.
Every couple years, once it gets worn out, he has to go back to the school. He likes to watch like the training camps, the practices.
He likes to watch you.
Yes. Yeah. He's, usually he's sitting on the bleachers, he's yelling out, good play, guys. And
are you one of the father of one of these kids? No.
No,
I used to be one of those kids.
Yeah.
No, I just like to watch them.
Oh God.
He's always trying to like convince the coach to like put a statue up of him somewhere, like some kind of memorial. Most people don't even remember who he was anymore. Like no one even like back in his day, he was like the hottest name in town. Now no one doesn't even remember that name, but he still thinks that like his name holds weight, so that's why he keeps going back. He doesn't want people to forget about him. He wants to show, these up and coming people, what it really means to be like a high school star.
That
Nice.
Chad Clapper still got it.
Yeah, he's still got it, and he doesn't want people. He wants people to know that he's still got it, So he's in his Letterman jacket. He's definitely got like a pair of Converse. I think he still wears like studded jeans.
Nice.
With
I
probably
like
like a studded leather belt as well. He's probably like 6'2", black hair with like a beard. He's kind of grown out his beard. Yeah, he's definitely put on some weight. He's still working at Wendy's, so he eats there quite a bit. It used to be like after the games, like everyone used to go out to like the local Wendy's to like celebrate the big win. And so, people don't do that anymore, but he waits for him there. He's still there. Yeah, he's a general manager now. He likes to be there because it reminds him of the glory days.
Cool. I like that.
It makes me sad.
Like the place makes him happy. It's connected to like nostalgia for him.
This is the tragic character of the whole game.
But he doesn't think he's tragic. He thinks he's
Chad Clapper's he's the life of the team, man. He's like the cool guy,
Dane will probably think you're awesome.
Yeah, if he does anything like really cool, he like gets up and he he does like a cool thing and he says, "You just got the clap."
You just got clapped.
And then you actually clap.
Oh,
Oh, we're going to have fun with this name. All right, Joe, Chad, describe to me the last football game you played in your high school team.
All right.
How did it end specifically?
How did it end? It ended. All right. Our team, we were down by 3 with 5 seconds left on the clock. All right. My coach is trying to pull us off the field so we could send in the field goal unit to tie the game up, send it into overtime. I'm telling him, no, we're winning this thing. Don't listen to him. I'm Chad Clapper. Stay on the field. We're winning this thing. All right. One final play. So, coach is furious. He's yelling at us on the sideline.
Clapper, get over here.
Shut up, man. This is my team. We're winning this thing.
I swear, Clapper. I swear if you mess this up for us.
I'm not going to mess this up, coach. Just trust me. I'm the clap. Let me clap.
You see him shake his head and he whispers something to the assistant coach and he waves you on. Just do it. Whatever you're going to do, just do it, Clapper. I can't stop you. I never have been able to.
So I take back control of the team. Everyone lines up, call hike. It's a botch snap, goes way over my head. I have to run back, scoop it up. I'm about to get piled on by 4 defensive players about to take me down. In the corner of my eye, see one player wide open going down the field. Just as I'm about to get absolutely smoked, I heave it up. The ball's in the air. It's slow motion. You know, this thing's traveling in slow motion in real life. And it's sailing. Guy catches it. Touchdown. Not only did we win the game, we won the championship. We are state champions. I am a little hurt, but I kick it off, you know. I'm jumping around celebrating. Everyone is just going crazy. Fans storm the field. The losers go off to their side and cry a little bit. But yeah, that's more or less how the game ends.
Beautiful. You're the hero of the town.
was that the best day of Chad's life?
Yeah, I still dream about it every night. And not only that, I tell that story to every new customer that comes into Wendy's.
And you're the manager, so you can do whatever you want. Wonderful.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting to the fries. You'll get your fries, all right? Just hold on.
Like all of your employees can recite what happens, like word for word.
They're in the
He's
background
telling it, they're
mouthing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's brought up in every time I interview a new employee. I'm telling him the story.
At one point, he's getting a drink in the middle of the story, and somebody just picks up where he left off.
I was getting to that point.
No, you're telling it wrong. Let me tell it. You're telling it wrong.
So you go, you win the game, you get the game ball. The coach comes up to you. He's like, "I've always believed in you, Clapper. Oh,
Thank you, coach.
Pissed me off. This was our last game together. Couldn't be more proud of you, son."
I weep profusely.
He hugs you. He pulls you in to hug. Pats you on the back the big, huge guy he is. Kind of hurts because you got tackled by 4 guys, but
Yeah. I feel like we do that hug, and then both afterwards, we do that thing where a father and a son have a really deep emotional moment, and then they just brush off
Yep.
Cool. Good game.
Yeah, good game, Clapper. Was happy to have you.
They catch themselves having an emotional moment, and they have to shut it down immediately.
Right. Yeah, he does an awkward shoulder pat, happy to have you on my team. I'll always remember what you did. And the whole town, everyone's cheering, the stands are going nuts. The opposing team, half of them already left. You can see the main people that come to all your games, the town. It's a high school football in a quiet little town in Alaska. It's the best. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves you right now.
Still do.
Still do. Of course. So what do you do to celebrate? Go to Wendy's?
Oh yeah, yeah. Afterwards, we go to Wendy's. I'm sitting in like the corner booth.
Everyone's crowding around you.
yeah, everyone. I got biddies on my left. I got biddies on my right.
Nice.
Arm around them. We're chilling. I'm not even paying for anything. People are just. I'm
Giving you
you know,
food.
He's like
yeah. I'm getting
overwhelmed
food.
by the number of Frosties that he's been handed.
Yeah, I mean Frosties. I'm getting like Dr. Peppers out the wazoo.
Nice. Eventually, that wild, wild night comes to an end, and you return home. You go to bed with a smile on your face. You take a deep breath, and you mentioned you dream about that game all the time. The first time you dream about it was a little different. You were back in the football field. You're standing on the 50-yard line on your team's logo. What is your team logo, by the way?
Do you have a school for me, or can I make one up?
You can make one up.
Oh,
And the
boy.
art, I did a letter S with a lightning bolt. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but
Okay.
that was it.
We
It would be
are
like the Willow Veil
sexy
something.
lightnings, the sex lights for short. We could be the I guess the storms, the Willow Veil storms. I'm trying to think of
Willowvale
what the
Storms.
S with a lightning bolt could be.
No, I'm into it.
It could be
Or the
anything.
Willowvale Strikers. Like
The
Lightning Strike.
strikers or the storm.
We can always
I
come
like
back
the
to
sex lights, but that's fine.
All right, we'll be the storm. We'll be the storm.
it. Willowvale Storm. So you're standing on the logo. You're on the football field, and you know for some reason you don't have lucid dreams, but you can tell you're in a lucid dream right now.
I've always wanted one of these.
You're on your football field, standing on the logo. Everything around you, it looks like it normally would, except everything is black and white. And it's outside of the football field is mist, just top to bottom, just mist. And it's dead quiet. You're standing in the middle, taking it all in. A couple minutes go by, and from behind you, you hear like a soft, like plapping, like plap, 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 plap.
Plap.
Yeah, it's coming up closer behind you.
Yo, who's cranking right now?
You turn around and say that, and you see a small duck, pure white feathers, and like the orange of its feet and its beak are the only thing in this entire scene with color. And it looks up at you and makes a noise, like it sounds like it's clearing its throat. It says, "Hello, Chad.
Bro, are you a duck?
I suppose that's the form I've taken, something that your brain can comprehend. You are a high school student, right?"
Yeah. What who are you?
Well, I'm. That's kind of complicated, but we'll get to that. I noticed your superior athletic abilities earlier today at your sporting event. I have a proposition for you.
You saw that? That was so cool.
That was cool. That was the coolest thing I had ever seen in my life.
I'm honored. This is so I think this is a lucid dream, right?
Yeah.
So you're just like in my dream?
Yeah, I put myself in your dream. That it's the only way I could really talk to you right now. I kind of have something I got to ask you.
You know, I've always wanted a lucid dream. I always assumed like in my lucid dream I'd be finding like Sigourney Weaver or Winona Ryder.
This guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I next time I see I can Sigourney? I can try to be one of those.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I'll use your internet. I'm still working on it. Still working on learning about all this.
I haven't gotten to use that yet.
So
Let me know how it is, bro. A duck using the internet? That's so cool.
I guess this is all kind of confusing. I'm sort of an archivist of sorts. Let me just show you. And
Like a journalist? Oh, you want to talk about the game?
We can talk about the game, absolutely. But I got to show you something first.
You'll never believe it. I recount the whole story.
An hour goes by. He's like, "Oh my gosh, that's even cooler than I thought it was."
You should have seen me with the cheerleaders at the Wendy's afterwards. It was so cool.
Oh man, cheer leaders. You met with leaders. You're an important guy.
You could say that again.
You're an important guy. Wow. So back to what I was going to say.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
You said you were archiving, and so I thought maybe, you were like trying to, record my story for the newspaper.
Oh, it's all recorded. It's all in my head.
Cool.
It's going to be in my system forever. And
that's awesome.
Let me show you what I've been archiving. And like where the sky would be in this mist, it kind of like clears, like clears out, and you see like the forest surrounding your town of Willowville. And it's like a first person view of a guy running through the forest, and like he looks behind him and you see like your town. So he's like close by your town, and in front of him is like a creature that you can't even describe. It's like it's got tentacles on its face. It's like body is made out of like twisted tentacles, and it's like got someone in its hand, and it like takes a bite out of the person and like throws the other part away. And the person in the POV is kind of like stumbling to put like a bullet into a shotgun, cocks it, pulls the trigger, and the tentacle beast explodes in fire. He says, it's stuff like this that I archive.
What was in those Frosties, man?
Chocolate, probably. But this, it's bigger than me. It might be even bigger than you. I don't know. This whole situation that you've got going on here. This is your town. That creature was from your town.
I've never seen that creature before. He certainly wasn't at the game, and everyone in town was at the game.
No, I don't think he was there. I think
I would have seen this thing at the game if he was there. I don't think. I mean, everyone in my town and like all the towns were there. Like it was a really big deal. I did not see this thing there. 100%. I would have remembered if this thing was there. This thing was not there.
Yeah, and he would have distracted you from participating in your sporting event.
Impossible. Nothing distracts me from my sporting events.
I'm sorry. I should have known. That's my fault. Nothing could distract you. So this kind of thing, and like he motions with his wing, like, and the scene changes, and you see like a different person's point of view and a different creature, and you know it's in your town. Like the setting, you know, it's in your town. So he says, so I was just an archivist. I was just, after this kind of thing happened, I kind of swept in under the radar to really just get information about these creatures. But I realized that they kind of cause more harm than anything else. So I realized I needed like a strong young helper to help catalog them and also to bring them down if needed.
You need a strong young helper, you say?
You're the only guy I could think of. You're important.
I mean, I always knew that, but I
think everyone does.
I like you, Duck.
I like you too, man. Mr. Clapper, you're a good guy. So helping me out, I really appreciate it, and I'm not gonna ask you to do it for free. When you wake up, you'll notice what you can do if you accept helping me out.
So I mean, like, what do you need me to do? Like, sign an autograph, or
if you want, yeah, I'd love to have your autograph. But other than that, just if you see any creatures, kind of like, or hear about creatures in your town, kind of like stop them maybe and give me like the sample or two.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm like the most important person in town, but like I'm pretty up there. So a lot of information, there's a lot of comings and goings of information flows in and out of me. So I'll let you know if I see anything.
Oh, that would be a huge help. I'd appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, no problem, Mr. Duck.
Thanks, man. And he like plaps up to you and he says, if you accept, just touch my beak. That's all I need you to do. If you accept to do it.
Are we talking like a poke, or do I gotta wrap my fist around, or?
Oh, just a poke will work.
Like, am I just tickling the underside?
Touch my beak. Touch my beak. Give it a poke.
Touch the beak, Chad.
It's completely up to you.
I go to tickle its underside of the beak.
You wake up. You're in your room.
Whoa. I'm looking around for a duck.
No, just your room. No duck.
That was a gnarly dream.
What have you been doing in the 10 to 15 years since then?
Have I encountered any of these creatures?
Have you looked for any, or did you just pass it off as a dream? Because you haven't seen the duck.
In that case, I probably, if I haven't seen any, I feel like I'm just kind of going about my life, not like searching out these creatures, but like I got my ear on the ground. I'm listening out for something. I guess I haven't really heard anything in let's see, in the next 10 to 15 years. I feel like I got a lot of like college scholarships to go play football for them, but like I turned them all down because I wanted to hang out with my friends in the town. So I turned them all down. I've just been kind of hanging out at the Wendy's. I took up a job there. Unfortunately, all of my friends did move away for college. Haven't seen most of them again since, but I'm still here. I know they're coming back. You know, they'll be back. And when they do, Clapper will be here.
He's the hometown hero. So you're the manager of Wendy's, right?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of I just had like a part-time job at Wendy's, but over the years, I've just kind of got comfortable there, worked my way up. Now the general manager, kind of run the place.
How's the pay?
It's a decent living. You know, being
It's not great. It's not terrible.
I'm not like drowning, but it's
nice. So you're working in the Wendy's one day. Your drive-through employee, he like goes, Mr. Clapper, I'm gonna take my break if that's all right. If you can cover the drive-through just for 5 minutes.
Yeah, man, I got you. You can go to break.
Appreciate it. And he like takes off the headset and hands it to you. You like hook it up to the drive-through microphone and stuff. So your employee goes on break and you're at the drive-through window. A couple cars go by, get a couple sandwiches, blah, blah, blah. There's one car that pulls up and immediately asks, as a manager, one of your least favorite questions to hear. Hello, can I speak to a manager?
Speaking.
Oh, you're this is the manager of this Wendy's, Mr. Clapper?
This is General Manager Chad Clapper speaking. That is correct.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Can I have 3 crispy chicken sandwiches, a large chili, and a couple Dr. Peppers, large?
Absolutely. Do you want the meal or just the sandwich?
He like turns away. Like you can see him in the camera. He like turns away. He's like, couple sandwich. You want the meal too? You want the fries? No, no, just the sandwiches.
All right, that'll be, and then I total it up and whatever it is.
That'll be an amount of money. He pulls around.
Also, while he's pulling around, since he had asked for me personally, I'm like already autographing a napkin because I assumed he was asking for me because he knew that I was Chad Clapper and he wanted my autograph.
Perfect.
From the last time, the Storms won the state championship.
So
I also prepare 3 of them because I heard there was 3 drinks, and I assumed that all 3 people would want their own autograph. That way they wouldn't have to fight.
Absolutely. Thinking ahead. I like it. So the car pulls around, and in the driver's seat, this guy, he looks really tiny, but he's wearing like what looks like the biggest, pinkest, fuzziest coat. At least 3 sizes too big for him. And he's like 1 minute. He's like, 1 minute. You can see him like under the window, like counting out money. And he smiles at you, looks up. He's like, okay, here you go. And he hands you the money in between like a piece of paper that had been folded in half. And he's like, here you go, Mr. Clapper, right?
Yes, that is me. And as I'm taking the money, I'm handing him the napkins. And these are for you guys. I know you asked for me personally, so I assumed that you might want these. So I would get them framed. Don't throw them away. These are original Chad Clappers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And he like hands them to the woman that's sitting next to him.
And then I take the money and I'm like, oh, yo, dude, I think you accidentally left something here. And I go to like hand it back.
He drives away.
Bro, your McChickens.
He's gone.
You forgot your Dr. Peas.
A McChicken from a Wendy's? Come on, Joe.
It was crispy.
I had to fight to like not say McChicken. I know it's crispy chicken. Crispy
It's
chicken
crispy
sandwich.
chicken, yeah. You forgot your crispy chickens.
You're 5 for 5, man.
You're 5 for 5, bro. He's gone.
Dude, your biggie bag.
But you gave him the autographs. He has them. He's gonna frame them. But yeah, he handed you the money that was in between like a folder and a half piece of paper.
As first, just performing my managerial duties. I'm making sure that he actually paid for everything.
He did.
He gave me the correct amount of money, putting that in the drawer, and then I'm looking at the what did he give me?
You open the piece of paper and fold it in half, and it reads. It just says, "Do you believe in destiny? Come to Lefties at sundown tomorrow."
I think I just got invited to like a Destiny gaming tournament. That's pretty sick.
And you know, Lefties is like the general store, like a mini Target, I guess, in the Willowvale area. So you like say this to one of your employees, and you look back down at the note, and you look at the page again, and something that was there that wasn't there before. It looks like a burn mark in the shape of a duck's head.
Mr. Duck?
And you hadn't heard from him since that night.
Man, I haven't seen Mr. Duck in like 15 years. And I definitely every weekend, probably in my free time, have been out at the local ponds. I'm touching every duck's beak that I find. I've been going.
I'm molesting every duck there is.
For the past 15 years, I've been tickling every duck's beak.
I love it.
You know them all by
I
name.
Waiting
thought you
for
were going
one
to
to
say
talk
like
to me.
chugging Frosties trying to lucid dream again. But yours is so much better.
Trying to recreate.
The circle.
Oh, I
That
love
special
it.
connection.
Are you Mr. Duck? Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Oh,
And we'll leave it there.
Hey, I guess we don't really have an outro yet. How do you guys like Monster of the Week? I know we only had a little taste of it so far.
It's fun. I
Yeah,
got
I
to
like it.
roll.
You
Lucky.
did.
a
I think
lot of fun.
you're the only one who got to roll.
Sorry, guys. It's more of an intro episode.
Yeah, so this was definitely an episode 0 character introduction / backstory for Monster of the Week. Very interested to see where this takes us, to be honest. Thank you all for listening to this special episode of Starpg. This is something that we are going to be doing on the side periodically. We are still going to keep to our weekly releases sometime soon. We'll see.
We're on a semi-hiatus
Yeah.
still.
And for anyone that has listened to our previous episodes, there has been a tragic event that me and Jay and Sav are currently going through, and we're just trying to work through that and get back into a routine. So I appreciate everyone's patience as we kind of work this out. We will be recording episodes hopefully within the next few weeks. We'll be getting back into that. So stay tuned for updates on that. In the meantime, just want to thank Mandy and Chris for kind of holding down the fort, and
These arms were made to hold.
they've been carrying this podcast in the meantime, with updates and editing pre-recorded episodes, so that you guys can still have some stuff to listen to. This is one of the side things that we were talking about. One of the side projects that we had on the books was exploring different game systems. I think we were talking about potentially once a month dropping an episode of, some kind of outside Starfinder content. So we're starting off with Monster of the Week, which Sal has been so kind to arrange for us. I know myself, I have never played. I think Chris and Doug, you're the same, correct?
Mhm.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
Mandy, you've had a little experience, but what haven't you had experience in?
Sorry, I like to have my fingers in a lot of pies.
So, yeah, stay tuned for more updates on Monster of the Week and Starpg. Again, we're kind of just taking a little hiatus from our normally scheduled program. So
If we post stuff, you'll see it. If we don't post stuff, then you won't see it.
and the best places to stay up to date with all of our announcements and updates, Mandy.
Hey guys, what's up? I guess you're not starlings right now. What's up, my little monsters? No, I don't think anything. To stay up to date with all things Starpg, best place to do that is hit up our link tree. That is linktr.ee/starpgpod, STARPGPOD. There you'll find links to our Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, not Twitter, and Reddit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's like you've done that before.
100,000 times.
Let's see.
You're welcome.
Anyone want to do a pickle plug?
Oh my gosh.
It feels weird. It feels weird to do without it. You know what? I got one.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
one? You said you got
I
one?
got one. Let me
Okay.
plug drumsticks. Listen,
Like chicken?
no,
Like chicken?
no,
Oh.
like actual drumsticks. Because when you're studying, when you're stressed out, sometimes you just want to bang something, and and having drumsticks helps out with that. You know, and you bang
Okay.
a little bit on your desk, bang a little
I've
bit
never
on your chair.
related
I agree.
to a plug
I completely agree.
more than this one.
You know, I got a trash can next to me. You can bang on that too. You know, just get a little
Yeah.
beat going.
I'm sure
Match the
there's
music.
all sorts of various surfaces you could bang on if you need to.
But yeah, drumsticks.
I have to go wash my ears and eyes and various holes.
Maybe the,
You know,
the headphones that it happened in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. We will see you all sometime in the future.
Eventually.
We'll see you when we see you.
Sometime.
We promise we will see you again.
Yeah.
But for now, so long. Goodbye. Adios.
Farewell.
See you guys.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Later. Ready?
Hot.
Oh,
Are you ready?
that's going in the
Sexy.
outtakes.